air traffic control facilities affecting New York and Florida, end quote. Officials at Pittsburgh International report that 3 outbound and 4 inbound planes have been delayed so far. Today, the federal government shutdown enters the 35th day.
Charges will be filed against a student in Hempfield High School after a social media threat on Thursday. Other students reported the threat after they received it. The district will also be taking disciplinary actions. Technology appears to have prevent possible attack at a Pennsylvania school. Authorities say the teenager posted a threat on social media mentioning a gun, but thanks to a new app and someone who saw the violent words, the potential catastrophe was averted. RMU Live's Gage Golding reports.
The batteries are behind the desk.
Outside Hazleton Elementary Middle School, police on patrol. Cops say a 14-year-old student sent a Snapchat threatening gun violence here.
I wanted to just get back in the car and leave.
That Snapchat was spotted by someone who used this new app called Safe to Say Something. It's a way for students and others to report threats anonymously. And police say it worked. Within moments, officials at the County 911 Center got the tip and called Hazleton Police and school police. They launched an investigation, going to that 14-year-old student's house in the early morning hours and taking a loaded gun.
It was a threat of gun violence. We end up with a gun that could have been in some kid's possession that was not safely secured. As a result of that, we have to take action. And we kicked into action at about 2:30 this morning.
That's nice, because what if nobody knew about it?
It's a different time nowadays.
Reporting for RMU Century Media, I'm Gage Golding.
A Pittsburgh defense attorney was arrested on February 2nd for covering up an overdose death. 38-year-old Kevin Abramovitz was indicted with 13 charges after an unnamed victim overdosed on opioids in Abramovitz's apartment. He refused to call 911.
The city of Pittsburgh may have to pay $80,000 to Tabitha Workmeister of Brighton Heights after SWAT officers broke down the door to her home, mistaking it for a drug dealer's 5 years ago. The lawsuit will have a final vote on January 29th. And 2 others are hurt after 2 shootings Thursday night in State College, Pennsylvania.
State College Police Chief John Gardner said officers responded to P.J. Harrigan's Bar and Grill just after 10 p.m. Gardner said 1 man was killed and another man and woman were life-flighted in critical condition. Gardner said the female was a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend of the shooter. He said the shooter fled the scene and crashed his car before entering a home. The shooter then shot and killed a man inside. That man's wife locked herself in the bedroom and called 911. According to Gardner, when officers arrived, they found the suspect dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Reporting for RMU Century Media, I'm Gage Golding.
Authorities have not yet released the motive of the shooter. Stay with RMU Century Media for the latest on this developing story.
The National Weather Advisory has issued a flood advisory from Thursday evening until Saturday afternoon for the Ohio River at Pittsburgh. The flood stage is 25 feet.
2 police officers resuscitated a baby on Sunday night when they were called to a store on Lincoln Avenue in response to an unresponsive child. The officers began procedure and were able to get the child breathing again until paramedics arrived.
Stronger Than Hate t-shirts are helping out federal workers. The 123shirt.com company in Robinson are employing federal workers to help them out. This family-owned business makes Stronger Than Hate t-shirts after the Tree of Life shooting in Squirrel Hill. Co-owners Larry and Ann Barsh also have raised $18,000 for congregation's victim funds.
Bond Mead Elementary School is allowing students to participate in the Mindful Mornings program for their 3rd and 4th grade classes. It will allow them to start their day calm and focused after morning announcements. Coming up after the break, a violent shooting in Philadelphia Thursday night leaves 2 people dead.
And the federal government shutdown continues, but a vote in the Senate could end the shutdown. Thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with us. We'll be right back.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously?
Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So,
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey. Ready for the...
Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Back. 2 men are dead in Philadelphia after they were shot more than multiple times late Thursday night. Police say one of the victims, a 22-year-old man, was shot 19 times. Another victim, a 26-year-old man, was shot 6 times. Both died a short time later at a hospital. According to authorities, the shooting took place inside a Subaru. Police say the suspect in the shooting opened fire from the back seat and then fled on foot. New York has passed a law on Tuesday allowing late-term abortions if the mother's health is in danger. The previous law only allowed abortions after 24 weeks if the woman's life was at risk.
A Florida bank shooting left 5 people dead. The gunman was 21-year-old Zephan Zaver, who walked into the SunTrust Bank after 12:30 p.m. and began shooting. The gunman reportedly called the police on himself, but refused to leave the building when the SWAT team arrived. No details about the victims have been released.
The Senate went to bat Thursday with a pair of proposals aimed at ending the partial government shutdown. However, Republicans and Democrats swung and missed on both of the votes. CNN's John Lornick reports.
The shutdown stalemate rolls on.
Stay tuned, we're optimistic about everything, and that sometimes you're disappointed, so we'll just wait and see.
The Senate failed to pass 2 separate proposals to end the government shutdown Thursday.
Now it's going to be up to Republican leadership and Democrat leadership to come together and to begin to negotiate.
A bipartisan group of senators are considering alternative plans to reopen the government. One proposal under discussion is approving a 3-week continuing resolution to fund the government. President Trump told reporters he would support that, but only if it includes a large down payment for a border barrier.
One of the ideas suggested is they open it, they pay a sort of a prorated down payment for the wall, which I think people will agree that you need.
However, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was quick to respond, calling that proposal not reasonable.
Forget Democrat and Republican, or East Coast and West Coast, or rural or urban. This is a challenge unlike any human civilization has faced on this planet.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The 2 votes to reopen the government both failed to pass in the Senate on Thursday. The first, with proposals to give $5.7 billion towards the border wall, was the first to fail, and the other failed proposal did not include the funding for the wall, as neither were able to muster 60 votes to advance the bill. The White House is considering a meeting between the president and congressional leaders, possibly as soon as Friday.
A company is giving a $25,000 reward to Wisconsin teen Jamie Kloss after she was found. Kloss escaped captivity after she went missing for 3 months. She was found 70 miles away from her home. Hormel Foods is also working with law enforcement to donate its share of the reward.
The suspect in the kidnapping case of Olivia Ambrose was ordered to a 20-day mental health evaluation after showing psychotic behavior. Victor Pena is facing charges connected to the disappearance of Ambrose, who went missing Saturday night.
A nurse was charged with sexual assault after raping a woman in a vegetative state for 14 years and getting her pregnant. The staff were shocked when the patient gave birth last month. 36-year-old Nathan Sutherland was arrested after his DNA sample matched the baby. The CEO has since resigned.
Fiona, the Cincinnati Zoo hippopotamus, turned 2 years old on Thursday. She has come a long way since being born prematurely at 29 pounds in 2017. She recently hit 1,000 pounds and even has her own books and other merchandise. When we come back from the break, scientists have genetically cloned a monkey for the first time, and we all have the details.
Also, the frantic search for a missing soccer player and his pilot when their plane went missing has ended. All this and a look at the weather when we come back. Stay with us.
Hey, Dad. I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad. That's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. President Trump sent a letter to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-chul, North Korea's lead negotiator on nuclear talk, met Trump at the Oval Office and gave him a letter from Kim Jong-un. This resulted in the announcement of a second summit at the end of February. Critics accused the administration of not agreeing to specifics at the first summit. But Sanders say that the administration has, quote, continued to make progress, unquote.
John McDonnell, the Labor Shadow Chancellor, stated that Prime Minister Theresa May was using the threat of no deal to try and blackmail Parliament into supporting her deal. This refers to the withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union, also known as Brexit. Chinese authorities detained former diplomat Yang Hengjin on Saturday. Hengjin is an Australian citizen and an advocate for democracy who wrote about politics online and spent 20 years with the Chinese Foreign Ministry.
The search for Argentine soccer player Emiliano Sala and the pilot of the plane that went missing, David Ibbotson, was called off. The plane went missing on Monday while going over the English Channel after saying goodbye to his teammates in France.
The first genetically altered primate has been cloned by Chinese scientists this week. Researchers say cloning genetically altered primates has benefits in medical testing. A mission to explore parts of the Indian Ocean is about to embark, as the ocean is one of the last places on Earth that has been explored. Researchers will spend 7 weeks looking at underwater life and the sea floor just in just the first part of the many-year journey. When we come back from the break, Ryan Giacobbe is in the Sports Center ready to break down everything RMU in Pittsburgh.
And RMU Live weather forecaster Scott McDaniel is in the Weather Center with some bone-chilling forecasts. Thank you for being with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, Dad. I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad. That's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to RMU Live. I'm Ryan Giacobbe with the sports. Now, after splitting last weekend's series against the Canisius Golden Griffins 7-2 and 6-4 respectively, RMU men's hockey plays tonight in the Midwest to face the Air Force Falcons at 9:05 p.m. and tomorrow at 7:05 p.m. in what should be a good Atlantic hockey series. Now, after playing in Syracuse last weekend, RMU women's hockey returns to Colonials Arena this weekend for the first time this semester to face RIT tonight at 7:05 p.m. for Mental Health Awareness Night and for their Skate with the Colonials event. Robert Morris plays tomorrow as well at 3:05 p.m. RMU men's basketball defeated the Sacred Heart University Pioneers last night 72-64. Robert Morris jumped out to an early 5-0 lead and continued to lead until they defeated Sacred Heart. Maddie McConnell performed with 30 minutes played with 6 field goals, 3 3-pointers, and 19 points scored. Robert Morris plays again tomorrow when they host the Wagner College Seahawks at 5 p.m. at the North Athletic Complex. Army women's basketball extended their long winning streak to 6 games after they defeated the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils this past Monday, 64-57. Nadej Kluvios and Honoka Ikematsu broke through early for the Colonials with a 5-0 lead. Now let's go over to Scott McDaniel with the weather.
All right, thank you very much for that, Ryan. So today for your weather forecast, we got a high of 20 degrees, low of 12 degrees. It'll be partly cloudy, high of 70, low of 20. Now if we go into tomorrow's forecast, we have a high of 46, low of 45, high of 70, low of 20. Now going into the 5-day forecast, we have a snowing all 3 days for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and all that kind of weather. We got to throw it back to Sonia and Andrew. Thank you for tuning in.
As for RMU Live this afternoon, that is all the time we have.
We will see you next week.